You didn't choose the way they looked across the room, and something in you moved. It just happened. That's what you'd say if anyone asked. It just happened, the way weather happens, the way hunger happens. But Jean-Jacques Rousseau spent his life arguing that the things that feel most inevitable about us are the things most carefully built by a world we never chose. He wrote in 1762 that we are born free and are everywhere in chains. Most people take that as a political line, but he meant it personally too. He meant that the self you experience as yours, your tastes, your longings, your sense of what is beautiful in another person was shaped by forces so old and so ambient that they feel like nature. They are not nature. They are history wearing nature's clothes. Think about what you find attractive, not in the abstract, specifically. The particular quality in a voice, the way someone holds themselves, the kind of intelligence that makes you lean forward. You probably think of these as preferences, as if they grew up from somewhere inside you. But where exactly did they come from? You learned to want what you want the way you learned your language, so early, so completely, that the learning disappeared and only the wanting remained. Rousseau called natural man, l'homme naturel, a simpler creature, not stupid, not primitive in the way we condescend to, but free of the elaborate mirror of society. Natural man didn't love the way we love. He felt something closer to what Rousseau called amour de soi, love of self, simple self-preservation, warmth, basic tenderness. It was social life, Rousseau said, that twisted this into amour propre, a love that is always watching itself be loved, always measuring, always comparing. And here is where it touches you, because romantic love as you feel it, that specific hunger, that particular ache, is not amour de soi. It is soaked in amour propre. It is not just that you want someone. It is that you want to be chosen. You want to be the one they would choose over others. You want your love to be visible, meaningful, legible to the world around you. That need didn't come from inside you. It was installed. Rousseau's own love life was, to put it gently, a wreck. He fell for women he couldn't have, wrote thousands of words to women who barely knew him, and lived for years with a woman named Thérèse Levasseur while confessing she could never reach him intellectually. He was a man who understood the machinery of romantic longing with great clarity and was entirely helpless before it. There's something honest in that. He didn't claim to be cured. He claimed to have seen the mechanism. The mechanism works like this. A culture decides what love should look like. It decides who is desirable and why. It builds stories, novels, songs, paintings, the particular way cinema frames a face at the moment of desire, and those stories teach your nervous system what to feel and when. By the time you are old enough to fall in love, you have absorbed thousands of hours of instruction. None of it felt like instruction. It felt like feeling. Think of the moment you recognized you loved someone, not the slow accumulation, but the moment it landed. It probably felt like recognition, like something slotting into place, like finally. That feeling of finally is cultural software running. The reason it feels like recognition is that you already had a template. Someone, many someones, across centuries, built the template. You have been waiting for a person to match a pattern that was written into you long before you met them. This is not a reason to distrust what you feel. Rousseau wasn't saying love is fake. He was saying that calling it natural is the wrong word and the wrong word matters. Because when love is natural, it seems inevitable and therefore fragile, something that can be lost if the naturalness runs out. But if love is constructed, then construction implies craft. It implies choice, operating at a deeper level than we usually admit. Something was made. Something can be remade. There's a particular grief in realizing this, because part of what you loved about love, your love, the specific texture of it, was that it felt like it came from you, from somewhere uncontaminated. To learn that the longing was partly borrowed, that the ache was taught, that even the poetry you reached for when you couldn't find words was already waiting inside you from someone else's poem. That's a small loss. Let it be a loss for a moment, but then consider this. Rousseau also believed that consciousness, the moment of seeing clearly, is the only freedom available to us. Not freedom from construction, not some return to the unconditioned self which doesn't exist, but the strange partial freedom of seeing the wall while you are still inside the room. You cannot unfeel what you feel, but you can stop calling it inevitable. You can hold it differently, with a little more tenderness and a little less panic when it shifts. The love that feels natural is the most constructed, and knowing that doesn't make it smaller. It makes you the first person in your own life to see it clearly. You are not helpless before it, the way Rousseau was. You are something he didn't quite manage to be, awake inside it. The feeling is real. The feeling was also built. Both of those things are true at the same time, and living in that tension, neither romanticizing nor dismantling, might be the closest any of us gets to loving freely.